Hey everyone, welcome to That Bitch Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Bianca, and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. This is a space where we tap into our confident, grounded selves and truly embodying that fierce, unapologetic energy. Hence the name of my podcast. Each episode will explore different ways to find strength, clarity, and self-love so we can step into our power together. I'm on this journey with you, learning, growing, and sharing insights every step of the way. So without further ado, let's dive into today's episode on That Bitch Energy.
Seen a bitch like me, I'ma come up on ya. Ain't nobody.
Welcome to That Bitch Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Bianca, and I can't wait to dive into today's topic. Guess what today's topic is? Drum roll, please. Embodying joy. I'm just going to give you my tips and tricks that have helped me through embodying joy. As I went through a depression for a long time and I didn't have the tools to embody or tune into my joy and my happiness for a long time. And I wish that someone had given me these tools when I needed it most. So here I am, happy to share what helped me, what helps me today, and what keeps me going and flowing and writing music and just enjoying myself and embodying joy. Welcome. So like I said, there was a time in my life where I was struggling emotionally, physically, in every aspect. I was drinking too much. I was overworking myself. I was saying yes to things that I should have said no to. I was saying no to things I should have said yes to. I really wasn't honoring myself. I was people pleasing and just not tuning into what my body was telling me. And I probably stayed in this place for longer than I needed to. But, it is my journey, it is my story, it is what got me here today, and this is why I'm sharing these tools, and this is exactly what I wish I had in those moments. And I didn't know how to help myself, but now I do, and I'm here to share the top secrets. No, I'm here to share the secrets and the tools that I have today. And you can use these whenever you need them. This podcast is for you, baby. Are you ready? Let's get into it. I want to start with the easiest practice and tool that you can bring with you anywhere. I mean, anywhere you go. This practice is, let's take a breath. Notice what you feel right now. Notice any areas in your body that might have tension. I want you to pause and to think about the last time you felt pure joy, pure happiness. None of the fake stuff, like you're laughing because you think you should hear. You're smiling because you think you should hear. Truly unfiltered joy. I'm talking about that laugh that comes from the gut, the guttural laugh, the guttural joyful noise that you make when you're feeling true joy. Maybe the joy you felt when you were on a beach, on a vacation, with your family, with your besties, with your girls, with your guys, with the gays, with whoever brought you joy in that moment. Maybe it was the sun on your skin, the warmth giving you a peace and a calmness. Maybe it was the sound of the waves. Maybe it was all of these things combined and it brought you joy. Maybe it was a moment curled up with the person you love most, having a deep-hearted conversation with one another and really seeing each other for who you are. Or having any deep conversation that truly filled your cup and made your heart feel so open and so full. Whatever the moment was, remember it. Really feel this in your body for a moment and let that feeling completely fill up your whole body. Let it take over you from head to toe. Notice the joy and the excitement, and notice the body calming any tension areas down, dissolving any tension. Now, after you've done that practice, notice how you feel afterwards. Come back to the here and now. Realize how you just brought joy into this moment right here, right now with me. And how can you bring that into your daily? Make this a daily ritual where you sit with yourself, you close your eyes, and you tune into that moment of joy and love. That's something you can bring with you absolutely anywhere. And that was the first tool I wanted to share with you. It really proves to us that we don't have to wait for a vacation or for a retreat to bring joy into our lives right now. Another way to bring joy into our lives is the connections that we continue to water. Maybe it's a best friend that lives across the country or across the world, and you want to keep that connection strong. Maybe just sending her or them or him, however they identify, a voice note, a very short one. It doesn't have to be long. It could be 30 seconds, or maybe a quick once a week reach out to your loved ones and giving them just the thoughts of I'm thinking of you, just the words of I'm thinking of you today, and then receiving a message back and fully receiving the love in that connection and holding on to that moment and that joy and being present. Even if you aren't actually together, being present with the text, with the voice note, with the FaceTime call with that person. Or maybe it is in person and going to your friend's house or going on a date with your loved one to really connect deeply in that moment with one another. Or is it going to visit your grandma, showing her you love her, reading a book to your grandma, or reading a poem that really moved you, or whatever it is that calls to you, that you know is a connection you love to water, and including that more often. Or maybe the person is no longer with us, so putting a picture up of the person that you had a deep connection with and seeing them daily, reminding yourself daily the love and the joy this person brought you and still brings you just from the memory. And that's a tool that I'm offering you to invite into your daily lives. Now, our next tool is about your home. And I touched a little bit on this with your loved one in the last one, and putting up a picture of your loved one and really remembering them and bringing that joy that they brought to you to yourself in the here and now. And maybe they are here, but they're across the world as well. And just having a person you love around you and seeing their face can just ground us and tune back into that loving, joyful feeling that person brings to us. But instead of people, bringing in maybe a place that holds space, that has the energy that brought you joy, that has the views that brought you joy, that has the smells and the sounds that brought you joy. For me, that's Hawaii. I know I'm not saying it right. But that place, the energy of the land, the energy of the waters, and the smell of the sea, and the beauty of the sunsets brought me the most joy from a place I had ever experienced. It truly recharged my soul. And so how I incorporate the memory, the joy that brought to me, and bringing it into my daily life is now I have things that I bought, like souvenirs. I have sunglasses that I have in my car, and I know I don't wear them every day, but I see them every time I drive, and it brings me back to that frequency, to that energy, to that joy. I went to a luau and they gave me a seashell necklace, and I have that hanging by my makeup, where I do my makeup every single day. And every single day I look at those seashells and I think of that moment. I think of that moment and how much joy and love that moment brought to me. My heart was fully open to the experience. The sunset was beautiful, gorgeous. So now every day I look at these seashells and I think of that feeling. I think is a great intentional art piece or decoration. Giving it intention, looking at it with intention, allowing that into our frequency, into our energy space. So surrounding yourself with those things in your home. That is such a great tool that has helped me for 2 years now, because the first time I went to Hawaii was 2 years ago. And I would say that ever since then, my life has shifted. And allowing these things, placing them around my home, has brought me joy. In moments I might not have had joy if they weren't there. And I did that with intention, and I invite you to try it out and tell me how it makes you feel. Another good one is a smell. Maybe you find a candle that smells like that vacation. Maybe you'll find a candle that smells like that person that you love's home and brought you joy. It reminds you of them. Bringing elements, the senses into your home. Maybe it's an incense. Maybe you walked into a place and the smell of the incense, just the smell itself brought you joy, bringing that into your home. So your space is a reflection of your energy. So make it high vibe. Bring joy into your space. Make it your joy-filled sanctuary. Now on this next one, it goes a little bit deeper here. Joy is also about growth, especially in your relationships. Have you ever had a moment where you finally have that tough conversation and you're past it and you find so much joy and liberation because you finally did it? You know that the conversation that helped you move past something or get closer to someone? Yeah, I think adding those, writing down those conversations in a journal, you don't have to actually have them, but I would say journaling them or writing down intentions to have them and why you want them and why it's so important to you. That's something that can help bring joy into your life, because there's so much joy on the other side of that conversation or on the other side of getting it out. Maybe you write out the conversation that you may not want or have or can't have because it would be dangerous to have the conversation or the person is no longer with us. After you write it down, you take it outside in a safe container and you burn the paper that you wrote this down on, because now you're setting that conversation free and you're moving past it. That can bring so much joy. So sometimes joy isn't just dancing, singing, fun, joyful, on vacation. Sometimes they're going through the tough times and getting out on the other side with joy, with celebration of self, because the joy was always waiting for you on the other side. Now, let's move into the next one. This next one is one of my favorites on my list here. It is so necessary for joy and happiness. So let me ask you, when's the last time you took time for yourself? I'm talking about a soul-filled, heart-opening retreat where all you focus on is filling up yourself. If you haven't done that yet, my goddess, it's time to plan one. And you know what? Let's go on one together, baby, because if you're watching this, we're on the same wavelength, my love. So let's go together. Let's plan it together. So maybe it's a weekend retreat getaway. Maybe it's a 3-day silent retreat. Maybe it's you create your own hiking weekend with the girls, and maybe you have zero to-do list. It's very go with the flow transition. Maybe it's by yourself. Maybe it's just a quick by yourself hot bath. It doesn't have to be this long, extensive, expensive retreat. It could be hi to everyone around me. I'm gonna be off the radar. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm gonna be hiking in the woods. I'm gonna be in the bath for an hour or 2 hours. I'm gonna be outside by myself. No one bother me, but you can create the self-love retreat. Really dedicating time for you so you can reset your energy and remind you of how powerful you are and who you are at your core, without all the to-do lists, without the job, without the bills on your mind. And maybe they do show up, but you intentionally come back to the moment, to the retreat that you've created or that you've paid to go to. This next one is about movement and music. You guys know by now that music is huge for me. As you might not know, the song in my intro and my exit is my own song. It's called That Bitch by me, written and produced by me. Also I had a co-producer, John Allen Stevens. Well, maybe it's a song you just discovered today that it brought up some exciting, joyful, happy feelings. Maybe it's a song from when you were 7 or 8. I find that when I go back to when I was a kid and I find the songs that brought me joy, those really bring out the inner child, beautiful energy of joy that I forget that I have inside of me sometimes. Finding a song that works for you and dancing to it, really dancing, moving fully with intention, with love, with heart open, with no judgment to yourself. Of course, if you don't dance and you haven't tried this practice before, you're gonna have judgments come up. And that's when the alchemy happens. That's when you alchemize the fear and the judgment into joy and happiness and freedom. Because music has so much power. It's a powerful way to switch your energy. And moving your body is telling the universe, yes, I am open to joy. So put on your favorite playlist, girls, and let yourself embody the fun. And you can do this by yourself, with friends, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I would say starting at home, watching how you're judging yourself is a great place to start. And let's move into the next one. This next one, what I'm getting into here is how joy is a practice. It's like a muscle. When you work something out, it gets stronger. But it's not about being happy 24/7. That is completely unrealistic. We are human. We have all emotions within us and they are all necessary for the human spectrum. We're not here ignoring the bad. We're just embracing the good and allowing the joy and the freedom to be set free. This is about leaning into joy and enjoying the small moments. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to feel it in your body fully. So whether it's through connections, relationships, movement, music, envisioning the place or the person that brings you joy, joy is available to you at any moment. We just have to open our hearts to it and make space for it. Like a muscle, it strengthens over time. And with that, that is it for today's episode on how to embody joy. I hope you feel a little more inspired to bring joy into your daily life in ways big or small. Because remember, you deserve joy, my goddess. Whether you're connecting with your loved ones, dancing around your living room, or taking yourself on a soul retreat. I love you. Thank you for listening. That is it for today. And leave a comment, leave a review. It really helps this podcast. And I can't wait to see you in the next one.
Seen a bitch like me. I'ma come up on ya. Ain't nobody